we go. Hello, YouTube. How is everyone? It has been 2 weeks already. Trying to get everything situated. I have stuff in my lap. So today is Saturday, June 3rd. Just to go ahead and, what time is it? It is 8:30 tonight on Saturday. You guys will be seeing this tomorrow on June 4th. Rogue is down here, and so if you hear any snuffling and whining, as she likes to do in all my videos, that's just her. You also may hear talking as the parents are in the next room across the hall. However, their room is kind of smushed right up next to mine, even though the doors are across the hall. But so you could hear them talking as well. Don't mind me, I am totally in my pajamas as I am ready for bed. This is my Star Wars shirt, obviously. Star Wars fan, as we all know. My name is Sarah, and welcome to the Peace, Love, and Stitches show, because, you know, there's just been a lot of stuff. So, fun fact, since it is way too early to be like the first part of June, because we're only in 3 days, gosh, I almost said what's today, and my brain is just like, phew, I'm losing it in certain ways. So, fun little tidbit, I actually managed to almost stitch all of May. Like every single day almost. I only missed 2 days. Also, extra fun fact. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 days out of 31 was the star of the show was Yoda. He's still not done. Gonna go ahead and let that little thing sit in. But anywho, the show must go on. In this 2 weeks, you will see I have pulled out a supersized project, and I have made a goal for that one, so I'm actually quite excited about that. Oh, it would help if I had it the right way. I literally did a new start today because I felt like it, and then I got to a certain spot in the stitching with the new start and realized I didn't have a thread color, so guess what? It got pushed to the side. I'm going to actually take a look at all of my colors again because I had on paper what colors I was missing, and I'm just going to go ahead and order all those so I don't run into this issue anymore. It's annoying. Okay. I pulled out Moth to a Flame. However, Moth to a Flame has a little boo-boo, and I've got to unpick some stuff, and I've got to actually find the stuff I've got to unpick now because I don't remember where it is, and I'm going to have to fix it. So, once I get that fixed, I will push right along back with her as well. And I pulled out one of my oldest projects. It is still on my hoop frame, and the fabric is very dingy and gross, so don't judge me. It is actually, this will be the fun little tidbit for you guys. It was my first full coverage and my first Heaven and Earth designs. It is on paper. The chart is paper. And I have like it's also on 18 count because I didn't realize how much I was going to enjoy 25 count and 28 count and 32 count and all those fun things. Oh, I'm exhausted. Today has been a big day of giving the dog a bath, which I need to put some more ointment on there. She's got a hot spot, and I gotta put more ointment on her leg before we go to bed. So hopefully I will remember that. So we gave her the wonderful trauma of water sports today. So she's exhausted. I'm exhausted. Luckily, it was warm enough outside that using the hose outside with the cooler water was not a huge deal. So that was better than trying to break my back getting my chunky Basset Shepherd into the bathtub. Because that's been fun. She is just short enough that she gets stuck over the lip or the edge of the tub, so she kind of like you have to help her a little bit. It's not funny, but it is funny. So there is that. I know. Oh, you had hair on your nose. I'm sorry. You'll get it. I will have to get it. After. I'm so sorry. It's gonna be one of those days. So yes. Can you let me have a chat? Can you? You can't let Mama have a chat? My goodness. Oh, where are we going? What are we doing? Okay, will you stay there? So yeah, there's a bunch of cool little things. I got a project all the way kitted up. Yay! Ordered fabric, which is how I got my new start. Of course, I had like 2, 3 things that I could start. Got my fabric in for a kitted project. Also ordered a new kit. I've got bunches of things going on. And just bunches of stuff. So we can just kind of jump right on in and get started showing everything. So I'm going to leave the wonderful star of the show, which is Yoda, till last. So just keep your anticipation. I did work on She Sleeps. Yes, you whiny little baby. I know you want to talk and you want things because I'm sure you just want your cookie. But you're going to have to wait a little minute, will ya? So I worked on my Merejka kit, which is She Sleeps. I'm so sorry for Rogue's whining. She is a brat sometimes. And it would not be a video without her doing that. So there she is, picture of her. I did not get very far with her, but I did add, I had 2 days, not 1. I can count and read. So I know that last time I had made it over here, but I started working on the eye, and this is actually like one of the berries that's around her face, and I was kind of filling in the flower here and filling in her face. And then I worked on, there's the branch that goes across her face as well. I'm trying to make things look less just color blobs, but you know, sometimes they just start out that way, and then if it's very unstructured at this moment for me, which is hard. But once there is a part of it and it creates an actual structure, I'll be very happy. Which might be a little difficult because it's round. I don't know. So she did get 2 days and had a good little bit on her done, which was nice. Sorry, I'm organizing a lot of things and it's a mess. We're just messy. Life. So Moth to a Flame got 1 day of stitching and she got 481 stitches. Where is everything? Okay, what's this? Pardon. While I get a photo of her and some stats. So, we're still in that. And I didn't write that down. I better do that before I get... Okay, there we go. I had to write down that. Otherwise, I could be... I'm trying to be very much more... Trying to be a bit more diligent on writing down in my planner. Is it a planner? Yeah, okay, that's what it's called. Calendar, planner, whatever you want to call it. When I start something new and like how much I where'd she go? How much I stitch on them, because then that way, or like the amount of stitches that I get, even though honestly all I'd have to do is just write down what I stitched on. But sometimes numbers are fun. Anywho, she is at 7.24%, and I've done 17,688 stitches out of 244,400 stitches. So she's not like big, but she's big enough. So I was working with color 317, and as you know, I am a front start and ender of threads, so there are always going to be waste thread ends everywhere, and as I fill in, they go away. So she is not quite done on this page yet. This is where we're working. It is more than halfway done, but we're not there yet. It's all background right now, except for like the bits that were stitched over here is more... What is that? Okay. Is more like main stuff, because this is, I think, getting into like a moth. I think this was one of them right there. And the little bit of flame bits that are kind of magical. So I was working, I think, in this area, and I just had noticed that my counting, I'm off by one somewhere in one of them, in the color I was currently working on, which is 317, so I put it down, because I was just like, nope, we're gonna have to go back and unpick some stuff and deal with that. And I will definitely deal with it, because I have a big, like, must-do and perfectionist kind of thing, in a way, follow the rules, follow the pattern kind of thing person, unless I am trading up colors and stuff, which I have done, and I have only one project that I have, no, two, I lied. I have two projects where I've fudged some stuff, and one of those is my oldest HAED that you will see today. However, you won't see all of it. I should take it out. Maybe I'll just take it out. I don't know. We'll get there when we get there. It'll be alright. So, Moth to a Flame. She only got one day. Sooner or later, I will have this page finished, and she will probably go away for a bit. And then I'll just grab something else and work on that one until I finish a page on it. I just was getting tired of this page being partially stitched, so that will put me at 2 full pages and 2 partial pages on this project. And as I've said before, I will be working all the way up to the top of these 2 columns, because I don't like working from the bottom up, and I will never do it again. It's not the way that I enjoy stitching. So we won't do that again, but we learned. It's a long lesson to learn and a hard one, but we learned. So it's good news. All right. So one new thing that one of my new starts. So I had 2 new starts. What? Shouldn't have, but it did. So I was really hoping to finish Yoda, because there was the new Frosted Pumpkin that was getting ready to come out. And I was trying so hard. I wanted him done before that, but then I knew that wasn't going to happen, and so I was trying to get him done before the end of May, and that still didn't happen. I got very close, but it didn't happen. So, the Frosted Pumpkin Castle Homecoming came out, and I worked on, so far, on Clue 1 for 3 days. I haven't finished Clue 1, and the next clue doesn't come out until the 22nd of June. So, I still have a good bit of time to do that, or to get it finished at least. But I'm about halfway through it. It's on 32 count Belfast linen in the color Valor by Picture This Plus. It is stitched 2/2. And this is what we have. I don't have a before picture, like a after picture, because obviously I don't know what the whole thing looks like. But I have almost finished stitching my little knight and the unicorn that they're riding, and I started on the herald, and the banner is almost all the way done as well. I still am missing a couple of the flags over here, 1 or 2 of them, and then I have the rest over here, and then the floor they're walking on. So I am very close to being done with Clue 1. I'm really hoping I can keep up with this one. As you saw, my last Frosted Pumpkin, which was Sweet as Pie, was from 2017, and I finished it in 2023. Yeah, not a great track record with Sal's, as I have quite a few still floating around that need to be done. But so far so good. I really like it. And I like this fabric. I'm trying to think of if I have any Mirabilias under in my storage, which is under my bed. So, yes, I keep all my stitching stuff under my bed. That is my best storage area right at this moment. But I was trying to think of what Mirabilias I could put on this, because it's kind of like a gray-green kind of color. And it's actually really pretty because the splotchy bits are really nice, and I really like that. So there is that one. Next thing that got worked on for one. I know you want your cookie. You're being a boss. I know. Can you lay down? Will you lay down? Lay down. Yes, lay down. Please. Please lay down. I know you want your cookie. And you'll get it, but just not right now. So, next. Ma'am, lay down. Will you please lay down? Lay down. Oh, okay. So the next thing that got worked on, and she was worked on for 1 day, I'm trying to finish up this very last page in the row, so I would have my first actual row finish on a HAED, which is exciting. I haven't had one of those before, so I'm really looking forward to that. Is Freebie Harmony, which is artwork by Ching, Kuik, and it is the one of the parrot. This also, I think this is actually the one that is my furthest along HAED as well, which is also interesting. I got 244 stitches. I have not been mentioning anything about Moth to a Flame is 1/1 full cross on 28 count. She Sleeps is on 16 count Ada and 2/1, using all the called for things in the kit, and how it just varies as far as thread amounts. Anywho, sorry. I did say that Frosted Pumpkin is 2/2 on 32 count. Yeah. Okay, cool. Harmony is 2/1 10th stitch on 28 count, and we did 244 stitches. So and you're gonna have to be very pardoned. This one, or at least I'm gonna have to be very pardoned. This one is relatively messy, and when I first started working on this one, I was just focusing on stitching it completely diagonally. So I've got a bunch of park threads everywhere, and so there is that. Okay, found it. She's still in the Q-snap, so you probably won't see. You're not gonna see the full photo, even though I do have the head of the parrot done, and I have the shoulders. It's like shoulder area is basically in view as well. But I just started focusing on the top pages that were left undone, and I am almost done with the very last one on the top row, which is so exciting. And then I'm going to move down to the second row, which has like 2.5 pages to stitch before it's completed too, which is super exciting. So, well, I show you. So I've been working on this page right here. This one is actually not like huge, but I just have like this area left. Yeah, that area left. It's not a lot at all. And yes, all of the park threads, all the threads. So she's 2/1 tent stitch. She is sitting at 25.65%. So we are at a quarter of the way done with this one, and this is the farthest along HAED that I have. Except for, I think, my oldest one, which is probably a little further, even though I couldn't tell you because it's paper chart, so I have no clue. And I have to take that one in spurts. It just is. Oh, you're gonna get a toy. Okay, that's a good idea, Rogue. Somebody can hear squeaks. You might hear a squeaker. You might hear a squeak or two. She's digging through her toy bin. So I have completed 40,019 stitches out of 156,000 stitches. So this one is definitely not a big one. If you are looking for a fun project to do, I would definitely say try this one on for size. I don't remember. I know that I had already completed a color. I did. Okay. So right out of the gate, you finish a color really quickly. There is no black in Harmony, which is nice. It's all just these wonderful bright colors. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. But it is these wonderful bright colors. The one thing that is a little frustrating, and I think a lot of people find it to be frustrating, is the amount of 3756 that is in this pattern, which you can kind of see over here. You have a bunch. So with this project, this was one that I was trying to learn doing tent stitch. I think this was my first tent stitch project actually that I did for a full coverage. No, yeah, for full coverage. And I had originally thought I didn't enjoy it on 28 count. However, I've started enjoying it again, as I have a few that are that way. And I thought I wasn't enjoying it because I couldn't get my tension correct. And whenever you had high confetti areas, like, say for instance, like these parts and in here in the feathers and all that kind of stuff, I couldn't get my tension right, and if you run your hands over the fabric, it feels bumpy. Well, I have since figured out my tension a little bit better, and it is quite a bit less bumpy, and it's just the way that I stitch now. It amazes me. Things you learn whenever you are stitching and you progress. So it is definitely, there is a learning curve for everything. And I'm still learning things, so as you will see, like, one of my favorite ways to stitch now is actually 1/1 10th stitch on 32 count. I have the worst eyes in the book, but I love stitching on that, and I will do it. I can still see it, so big stuff gets stitched that way. It's fun stuff. That is Harmony, though. She definitely has been a thing, but once I get that top row finished on her, she's going to be put away, and I'm going to pull out something else. I'm leaning towards pulling out Rainbow Celebration Fairies, as she was roughly in the quarter of the way done area 2, and she has not like a full row, like actual row, but she is, because at the beginning when I was stitching her, I was just kind of taking surrounding pages and then putting it in a decision wheel and letting the wheel choose where I would go. So I've got like 1, 2, down, 2, down, down, and they're just kind of all over the place. So I have stitched the entire like height of the chart, but it is like in different areas. I'm sorry if you hear crinkling. That is, she likes the crinkle toys because she is not only just a chewer and a squeaker killer, she also is a thrasher and likes the crinkly toys. So next is going to be the oldest HAED that I worked on, and yes, the fabric is going to be very dingy and gross. I was thinking about taking it off of the hoop, but I kind of don't because I struggled to put it in there. It is QS Dragonfly, and it's by Jessica Galbreth. It's one that is retired. It was actually retired when I got it. So I found QS Dragonfly and QS Believe, which is the butterfly from her little set. The only one that I don't have is the Namaste, which is the lotus flower. But I'm not really. I thought about trying to find it, but at the same time, I don't really think I want it. It's not my aesthetic of chart. QS Dragonfly and QS Believe were the only charts that I picked off based off of liking the idea of them being on my wall in my living room in some faraway time whenever I actually grow up and leave my family home. Because I wanted a, like, green is my favorite color. I wanted like a light green walls, and then I have a green couch, which is currently in the family living room. But I had a lot of green stuff that was going in, and Dragonfly and Believe fit in with that aesthetic of a room, of the decor in that room. So that is probably one of the factors why I don't work on it as much. I can't say it has anything to do with it being a paper chart, because half the stuff I work on now is paper charts. They're just fun. They became fun again. So I can't say it's because it's on paper, because I don't really have problems reading paper, whether it is a large full coverage or not. It doesn't bother me. It's probably because A, I'm still not a fan of the 18 count. I think if I just got out the gumption and just washed it too, it's because it was that like 18 count you bought at the Hobby Lobby, so it was the roll kind, and I don't really care for it because it just rolls up on itself and it's very stiff. If I were going to choose 18 count again, I would probably go with the easy count 18 count that I have another project on. I don't mind that one so much. I just don't stitch on it very much because it is grayscale photo. And after a while, the grayscale ones, while they are beautiful, I get bored with that color palette because I have that one and then I have 2 others started, I think. I think so. I think I have 2 others started, and I have several other grayscale patterns that I want to stitch, but that color scheme just, I can only take so much, and as you can see, I like variety. Just do. Variety is the spice of life. Or so I was told at one point in my life. So, QS Dragonfly. Oh, I'm gonna have to do some adjustments. Pardon me while I remove the paper chart from here. Get off. You didn't see that. Okay, see what I mean when I talk about it being roly-poly on itself? Yeah, this stuff is stiff. Do you hear that? That is what that sounds like, and this is from like 2015. It's old, it's gross. As you can see, yeah, I have, the Dragonfly is always stitched, except for like the things are moving, and it's scary. Things are moving, and when you like take something and something shifts, and you're just like, what's that? Yeah, that was totally just what happened. Ooh, what happened in here? Right now I'm yawning. Tough things. Okay. We must prevail. So as you can see, this fabric is so dingy. Anywho, I was working in this area right here. I think I'm on page 4. I am on page 4. No, 3. I'm on page 3. So I've finished page 1 and page 2, and then there's page 3, 4, and I think there's a little 5 and a little 6, and then it's done. And page 2, page 3 is very close to being halfway done. So I was, as you can see again, I was stitching in a diagonal because at the time I thought diagonal stitching was the way to go for me. It's not. This one is kind of just a, or has been just a, like, pick a color and stitch until I don't see anymore, and then I'll have to figure out if there are more kind of thing, because it's a highlighter paper chart kind of thing. I know, baby, I know. You really want your cookie. You'll get it after Mama's done, okay? It's not gonna be that much longer, promise. So there has been some fill-ins around here. I feel like when I was working this part, no ma'am, this part here is starting the words, and I want to say that the words say dream. So remember whenever I said I had a project that I liked to, one project that I like to fudge on? This one. So up here, you'd never believe it, but I had problems at the beginning paying attention to the symbols, because sometimes symbols are very close. Oh, what is that? That's not cute. We're gonna have to fix that. I'm gonna have to use my snag nub and push that back down. That's not nice. Anywho, I had some colors up here that were wrong, and it was definitely in this area. And so I took the right color and just stitched over the wrong one because I said I'm not pulling that out because I had already stitched so far around it, and I was just like, yeah, we're just gonna put the right color over it. Totally did that one. Won't ever do that again. So yeah, I think that since I have 1 and 2, I'm in the third one, and there's a 4 and just a partial 2. I'm probably like, I'm over halfway done. So this one is probably like my furthest along HAED, but it just doesn't count. In my head, it just doesn't count. So, but when this one's done, I will be so grateful, and then I can cut it out of this fabric because I'm just done with this fabric. I was supposed to stitch the other QS Believe on the same fabric, and I may consider it if it softens after washing it. If it doesn't, I will totally probably buy 18 count or 20 count even, and stitch it on that because I like 20 count a little bit better than 18 count. But if I want them to kind of match in size, it would have to be on 18 count. But that's too far in the future. If you hear music or water running in the next few minutes, it sounds like someone's about to get in the shower. And the shower is also next to my room. Sorry. All right. Next is Supersized Max Color Once Upon a Fairytale by Aimee Stewart. And yes, that was a mouthful. So, I originally had started this 2 years ago, I think. I had it started as 1/1 on 28 count. I got maybe 700 stitches in it and put it down. Did not enjoy it that way. I repurposed the 28 count for another large project, or no, I repurposed it for something else. I had 2 pieces of fabric that were like that for 2, because I was supposed to do the supersized Farewell to Anger on one as well, but I didn't like it, so I split up one of the fabrics to go for a lot of different projects, and then I took one of them and put 1/1 on this one as well, and it's rather large in format too. One of the Disney something. I don't remember which one, but it's a Disney project as well. I don't really stitch on it very often. I have a goal in mind for it. And there's the water running, so just beware, you might hear that. But it's not like a big thing. So I stitched on Supersized Once Upon a Fairytale so far 5 whole days straight. So I started it back up on, I restarted last year. I restarted last year on 32 count, 1/1 tent stitch. Ooh, sorry. Part of my reason was because supersized are really, really huge. If I had a mind and if I knew I could see it, I would probably do it on 40 count tent stitch. 36 count might be an option. I might have to look at that. See how big my supersized would be on a 36 count 1/1 tent stitch. That might be an idea. But for this one, it is on 32 count 1/1 tent stitch. And I restarted it last year. Love it so much. It is on ungridded fabric, which is about $5 cheaper. It might be a little different now, but at the time when I bought it, it was $5 cheaper than pre-gridded, and so I said, screw it. I'm not going to worry about having pre-gridded, and I'm just going to do it myself. So I grid with a Bowen chalk pencil on white fabric. I have some white chalk that will go on like darker counts, but I bought the green chalk to use on my white fabrics and my light fabrics because I also use it for God Shed His Grace, and that's on Whisper, which is like a light naturally gray kind of color. I use that quite a bit because I have learned to just buy the non-gridded fabric because I like the way it feels. It's softer than pre-gridded. And the chalk pencil, I don't have to worry about it not coming out because, I mean, use chalk whenever you do sewing with fabric. Quilters use chalk. It will come out. Chalk will wash out. So I don't have to worry about that. I used to use the water soluble and I never had an issue with those. But now I just use the chalk and I'm way happier with it. So I started this last year and I wanted this year, the goal at the beginning of this year was to try to get it to 25% by the end of the year. Or we're in June and I am not even like halfway to that. It just, when life happened, I just said nope and put it away. I pulled it back out a little bit over the past couple months. They're like a little bit. I know I pulled it out this month, obviously. That's why you're getting to see it. I don't know if I pulled it out last month or in April. I did not pull it out in April. And I only pulled it out, I think, once in March. February was... February was. I did not pull it out in February either because I'd had it with a lot of stuff. January was the only year that I really was doing very goal-oriented stitching. We are going to have a heck of a long video. Anywho, I pulled this out for 5 days, and so, but I was wanting to get it to 25%, and when I pulled it out this last time, I did a little bit of Stitch Pal like estimation stuff and discovered I could do 320 to 325 stitches a day, and I would have it finished by May 30th of 2029. So 6 years. I'm not mad at that. And so far, I have been doing 322 stitches a day, and I'm really not mad at that at all. It's very simple. I come in from work, I shower, I eat lunch, I do start chores and whatnot, and then I sit and I stitch on my Once Upon a Fairytale first. And later, when it's done, I actually still have time to stitch on another project in the evening. So I'm not mad at all. I still can get 2 projects done worked on in a day, doing it that way. It's not an overwhelming amount of stitches because I had found over the past that I would hit about the 300 margin on it, and then I'd be like, I've got to put it down because it is supersized and it's max color, and y'all, Aimee Stewart's max color stuff, you lucky if you find any block colors in her stuff. Y'all. Anywho. So, I have done my 322 stitches on this today. Go me. I am in page 2 now. Yay! Yeah! Finished page 1 like 2 days ago. Yeah! Think about that. She is at 1.28%. I can't believe it. We finally hit that 1% mark, and let me tell you what, that 0.28% though has kind of gone by real quick. I don't know if it's because I finally got into some lesser confetti area or if it was just the fact that I had to get over that 1% hump. Something. But, so doing 322 stitches a day actually gives me 0.05% a day. Not mad. Totally not mad. In a month that has 30 days, I believe I factored it in, I would be getting 1.5% a month. And in a year, that would put me at 18% done in a year. If I had done it, if I had started it this way at the beginning of the year, that would have been awesome. I would have loved that. That would have been so cool. Never too late to start doing that now, though. So, without all my rambling, and you haven't seen anything, we all know what she looks like, don't we? If we don't, I'm going to show you. I don't know if I actually showed you what Moth to a Flame was going to look like, but you know. Here is Aimee Stewart's. That's what she looks like. I could go back and show you Moth to a Flame if you'd like to see it. Actually, I can show you right now. Pause. So, for those of you who don't know what Moth to a Flame looks like, this is what it's going to look like. Ooh! Look. That's Moth to a Flame, in case you were wondering. She's a lovely girl. Anywho, I did finish page 1. I was so thrilled. Y'all, I found the owl. I was so thrilled to see that owl come out. That was like the bestest. And then I have started on page 2. I have actually done over 1,000 stitches so far on this one right now. I really have been having fun stitching on the book. It's been wonderful. So because of the high confetti in this, and I will totally show you the back of this because this is phenomenal the way and what it looks like right now. So I kind of do a modified Royal Rose sort of method by doing, like, as you can see, I stair step my 10 by 10 blocks instead of doing the towers like they do, but I do start and stop like over like they do, and then I diligently park below or next to. Some stuff I do pull down a little bit farther, others I don't. It just depends on like my mood as far as where I'm gonna park it, or if I actually felt like ending that thread at that time. So here's the back. This is what the back looks like of the supersized max color, and how like you can see how the threads look whenever I do my ending and beginning, how they pull over. So it works for me. I'm not gonna say it will work for everybody, but it definitely works for me, and is the way that I enjoy stitching. Yes, I do have a Jurassic Park needle minder because that's my favorite movie series other than Star Wars. You know, I don't have Star Wars minder. I think I need to change that. But I have Jurassic Park times 2. Anywho,
I really had fun. So just so I want to try to get as close as possible. You see the little green dots? Yeah, there's some. That is where I have gridded my fabric for being able to stitch in my 10 by 10s. And yes, I do count, so I can do that. So I know what I've done. Excuse me. Sorry. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you my last new start, which is Lionheart by Elizabeth Welker. I was watching someone else stitch Desert something. I can't think of what it was. I own that one as well, and I really was like sitting there looking at it. I was like, I could do that. I have mini meditation. I could do that, but I've seen people do that, and I've seen people do the desert sandstorm. I don't remember. Excuse me. Got a tickle. Oh goodness. And I haven't seen anybody stitch Lionheart. And I searched on the Heaven and Earth Designs Facebook group for Peacock, which is another Elizabeth Welker that I own, and I'm going to be starting that one as well. I have quite a few of her fractals, and I had never stitched one. So I started with Lionheart, and it started with some really beautiful light greens, and they're so pretty. So pretty. So this is Lionheart. He's so gorgeous. I just love it. It just had a lot of fun, bright colors and joy. I just loved it. So I got 167 stitches. Oh, I don't know if you guys are going to see that very well. They're just such beautiful light green. I love it. And it is 1/1 on 32 count. So I have been having a blast, or at least I was having a blast with that until I came across my little smoke screen of not having a color. So, and yes, I know you're going to ask, why don't you just stitch around it and leave it there? Well, because of the way I start in my threads, it's like hitting a brick wall. You just can't, or at least I just can't, because then that like waist thread that you start and end with wouldn't get stitched over, so it wouldn't get locked in. And I don't know about you, but after going through all that trouble and like of stitching the whole thing just to go back and work in something and then for them to just yank right back out, no ma'am. So that was my newest start. And I still have planned Peacock for Elizabeth Welker, Mini Christmas 2 from Ciro Marchetti, and Puppies on a Shelf. I don't remember what the artist one is, but it's Pain Free Crafts, which I think is retired now. The Puppies on a Shelf chart, I think is. So I have that one, and then I have, so that's like 3 more full coverages that I can start. I have Praying Mantis from Nora Corbett that is all kitted. I've got another one that's all kitted that you're going to see, and it's a beauty. I hope the color of the fabric comes out right on camera. It didn't in the picture that I showed on Instagram. Alright, for the long-awaited, I hope you waited patiently or impatiently, chart of Yoda. He is so close. So close. Over this 2 weeks, now I haven't stitched on him today, so with it being as late as it is, I probably won't, but I will definitely be pulling him out tomorrow. Over this 2 weeks, though, he did get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It couldn't have been just 5. 6. He got 6 out of the 14. So almost half of the 2 weeks. This is where he is now. Look at him. So yes, he is not on my frame because obviously She Sleeps is on my frame. That's a cat if you heard that. And Let's Hope is still on the frame as well. I need to pick up Let's Hope some more, but anyhow, maybe in the next 2 weeks. There he is. I did complete the light green back stitching in, whoa, ha, here we go. The light green, yeah, darker green color back stitching for his facial features and the wrinkles in his head. There was a little bit in his hand, and that was so much fun. My favorite part was actually back stitching in his nose. I know, I'm weird. But it was fun for all those wrinkles. I totally didn't realize that I was shifted down again. All those wrinkles were absolutely so much fun. As you can see, I just have this part here and like his toenails and some in here of one color left to stitch, and then I have all the back stitching left. But this whole side of his robe is completely stitched, and I can actually finish back stitching, and his head is almost all the way back stitched. So there is still a little bit of like black that has to come up in here, and then all his like scraggly hairs, and then his head will be completely back stitched. So I love it. He's awesome, and I can't wait, and he'll look so much fun. How much fun would that be if I had him like right there, like hanging up on my wall? Wouldn't that be great? Or, yeah, I was gonna say, or I can make him a pillow, but I don't really think I want to do that. That requires sewing, and I'm not really sure I'm up for that. I have a sewing machine. I just don't learn to make a pillow yet. I might hang him on my wall. He'd probably look cool against that blue. Against the blue on my wall. Yeah, that might happen. Anywho, that is Yoda. That has been my pride and joy. Get him up close again. He's so awesome. I love him so much. So much. Alright. So, on to the very end, and there might be a little bit of crinkles in here because we're going to be pulling out stuff. So, something that I have been working on is kitting up some stuff. Actually, I'm going to just have to leave this in here because I don't really want to open it. So, I've been working on kitting up my one and only chatelaine that I have right now, which is a blue Moroccan lace mandala, which the cover is kind of, or the picture is kind of covered up. I was going to say the cover is kind of pictured up. Boy, that's my life right now. So I have gotten all the Dinky Dyes, like regular silks. I'm missing the pearl one, and I started getting the Petite Treasure braids. So there's one set. I need to get the other color, and then the silk lame braids, and I still need the Karen Water Lilies and the Gloriana silks, and then I am going to have to get all the beads. However, I feel like what I may do is just get all the threads, and then I will commence to figuring out what fabric I want it on. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. I'm not sure if I would want to do it on something dark, but I kind of am not really wanting to stitch it on white. That's just me. But if you have any suggestions about fabric choices, please let me know, because I would totally be taking those into consideration, since as you have seen, most of my fabric choices are very neutral or white. Even some of them are very like directly on the pattern choice color as well. So that has been a thing. We just crossed over into the hour. Oh boy. Next thing that I did get is another Realist kit. This is on Black Ada, and this is called Forest Spirit. And I'm pretty sure you can see why. You can see through that glare, but you can totally see why I chose this. Two of my favorite things are happening in this. Loads of green. Loads of green. And woodland creature. That stag is beautiful. Love it. I really cannot wait to stitch this, honestly, but I would like to finish the first Realist kit that I bought, or out of the set of 2 that I bought, before I open this one, because this one's quite a bit bigger. Yeah, quite a bit bigger than my little lovebirds and my blue jays. So, the last thing that I have completely kitted up now, because I have all the beads now. Yay! 1, 2, 3 stitch. I finally was able to snag my last beads, which were these antique claret color beads, and somewhere else, yep, and this little, these what were they, chili pepper or something or other colored, these little treasures. That was one of those, the last things to do, but that is my first and only Bella Filipina Phoenix Queen, and I cannot wait to stitch her. So I had a little, ooh, you just saw that, I just saw that. That's brilliant. Yes, it's gonna show. I'm so happy you're gonna see the, like, how blue it is. I'm so happy. Okay. Let me try to do this real good. So I had a happy accident whenever I bought this fabric, just so you know. I thought I needed, I can't think of what size it was, but I thought I needed a bigger size than what I really needed. So I was able to cut it in half, and I have half of this fabric still that I can put something else on. Yes. So I don't think I have the piece that has this, I can't remember what it's called. Give me a second, and I will be able to tell you. I know it's Picture This Plus, but I can't remember if it's Moonlight or Midnight. It is a 32 count, if you were wondering. Oh, did I put it in? You know, I bet I put it in my Instagram post, didn't I? Let's check there first. And on my Instagram, it totally, like, showed up. It was showing, like, a weird gray color. Once you see this, it's not gray. I didn't show or say what it was. Rude. Well, that's dumb. Okay. I thought I put that in my Instagram post. I'm rude, apparently. Don't know how to do that. Information. Let me swappity swap. Boop, boop. 1, 2, 3. Which one is this? Is it? No. What was that? What was that? Was that the last one? Yes, that was the last one that I ordered. This one? No. This one. Goodness. I order from there a lot. Nope. really do. Mystic. There it is. I knew it started with an M. I just couldn't remember what it was. So this is 32 count Mystic. Oh, see? I ordered a size 26 by 35 and it was too big. I needed half of that. I was so thrilled to only need half of that. So, you guys, Mystic. How pretty is she going to be on this blue? How pretty is it? I am so, like, oh, leave me alone. Let me show you. So I totally picked the piece that is way more modeled. So there was the other half is not got as much modeling, but it is so beautiful. Now, of course, it is trying to have issues because obviously my walls are blue. So you would think that blue is my favorite color. It's really not. But this is definitely a bit better. That's pretty true to what it looks like. So how pretty is she going to be on this? You know, I'm gonna have to start her at some point so that way I can totally see the beautifulness. She is my only Bella Filipino, so that is something. And I will definitely have to start her. So yeah, I'm probably going to be making another order for 123 Stitch for all of my threads that I'm missing, because I'm getting tired of missing threads and pieces while I stitch. I don't know about y'all, but that's annoying. I'm surprised that I managed to actually do all of that stitching in this past 2 weeks, because there's just been a lot of coming home and just really being tired and not wanting to do a lot of things, and just being exhausted. And you know, life happens. You get tired. Adulting is hard. But it is. It is what it is, and nobody said life was going to be easy. But my adulting has been a lot of decluttering and organizing, and I just created a huge clutter of stuff there. So once I sign off of here, I'm going to be cleaning up my mess that I just made. Then I'm going to go to bed, because it is almost 10 o'clock. And it is just time for bed. So, ooh, excuse me. So I will say goodbye to all you lovely people. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you have, thank you for joining me again for a wonderful rambly me. This is why I should probably stop doing this before I go to bed, because I just chatter. If you have any suggestions though for fabric for that chatelaine, please let me know, because I have no idea what I want to put that on. I'm also not sure if I want it on 28 count or 32 count. So just kind of let me know what you think. I definitely don't want it on any of the lower counts, like as it says 16 or 14. That's not happening, because I don't want it to be the size of my life. So 32 count or 28 count would be my area of comfort at this point. I know a lot of people say that sometimes it's hard with beads and lots of beads and trying to push them together on 32 count. I guess we'll figure that out once we cross that bridge, because that Bella Filipino is going to have a lot of beads and it's on 32 count. And I think my Nora Corbett is on 32 count too. 32 count is like a comfort zone for me. I don't know. I don't think I have issues with beads on 32 count, but whatever. Suggestions, please leave them in the comments if you have any. If you just want to leave a comment, please do. I love seeing your comments. It's been such a joy to see those whenever I log in to just check things and just look at stuff and get ready to do another video. I absolutely love it. So yeah, I will see you guys in another 2 weeks. Hopefully with maybe some new starts. Maybe we could start that Bella Filipina or that Nora Corbett. Or I should just pull out my Mirabilia that I have started, which is Dressmaker's Daughter, and just work on it. Because I was about halfway through one of those dresses, which would be a quarter of the way done with that. Because that one's a biggie. And I've had that one started for a long time. Who knows? I did want to pull that out the other day, and then I didn't do it because my big frame has Let's Hope on it, and I wanted it on that. Maybe I'll move that. I don't know. We'll see. Be ready to see more progress on Once Upon a Fairytale, because that's definitely happening. So that should be really neat to see the difference between like what it looks like now versus what it's going to look like then. If I could figure out how to edit in videos, that would be brilliant. That would be like the best one. We'll see. I may have to figure out how to learn how to do that. Somebody teach me your ways so I can learn these things, because honestly, I'm hopeless. Maybe Yoda will be done. That would be cool, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be nifty if Yoda was done and you saw like this giant progression of Once Upon a Fairytale? That would be so brilliant. If I had a Bella Filipina start. Words are starting to mesh together. I'm getting tired. I could finish my Frosted Pumpkin Clue. Actually, I should finish my Frosted Pumpkin Clue, because the next day that I do YouTube is on the 17th, and that is only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days before the next clue comes out, so maybe that's what I'll be working on. I should pull that out tomorrow after Once Upon Fairytale. Decisions. So much stuff is going to happen. Or at least I'm going to have an idea of what stuff is going to happen, and then life is going to explode again, and things aren't going to happen. It'll be alright. We'll get there when we get there. I'll see y'all in the next video, and I'm going to say goodbye and put myself back together and go to bed, because we're just rambling now. Anywho, it was wonderful to speak to everybody again and just yap. I don't get to do that very much, so this is my safe zone. You guys are my safe zone, so my rambles will happen a lot. I'm not going to apologize for that. But yeah, I'm going to have to braid my hair down, get Miss Brat down there her cookie, and then we're gonna go to bed. So I will see you guys in 2 weeks. I hope y'all have a wonderful 2 weeks. Bye.